I have majorly shot myself in the foot. It's 8 p.m. and I'm working. If you can hear the road, it's because I've just had to pull over on the side of the road because my car has overheated. You're so big. I don't know. I want to finish this, but realistically, am I going to read 317 pages tonight? Probably not. Hello everybody, welcome to what I hope is going to be a very festive reading vlog. So we have just under 2 weeks before Christmas. This is going to be my last week of work for 2021, or at least my last week of candle related work for 2021. I'm closing my website and my Etsy, and then I'm going to be free until mid 2022. But I do still have, I've got a whole ton of stuff that I need to do this week. So I have gift wrapping and shipping of gifts. Like this room, there are boxes everywhere because I've been saving all of my small and medium-sized boxes so that I can send people's gifts to them, like all of my booktube friends and stuff. I also have to do the last of my Christmas shopping. I'm not as organized as I would like. I've done a whole ton of people, but I still have like my best friend, my dad, and Curtis that I need to finish up, which I'm like, I'm not feeling good about it, to be honest. I'm quite stressed about it, and I have to like finish packing orders, making content so that during Christmas week and stuff I'm not going to be working. It's good because I'm feeling festive, I'm feeling in the Christmas spirit, and I'm really excited about all that kind of stuff. But I'm also getting a wee bit stressed about it because this week in terms of work I don't have a lot on aside from keeping up on orders that are coming in throughout the week, but I've got a whole ton of other stuff going on, so I thought that I'd have some time to relax this week. I don't think that's going to be the case, so I don't know how much I'm going to be reading this week. I could read a whole ton, I could end up reading not very much because I'm so busy, but before we even figure out how much I'm going to read, we need to figure out what I'm going to be reading because it's time for another Bookopoly roll. Okay, so our first roll of December was a video project, so this is where we're going to be starting off today, and my scope for today's rolls are this chance space here all the way up to this community shelf here. So we could land on fantasy. I feel like most chances contemporary. I would really like to land on romance, but that would be a 12 that got me there. That would be a double, but viewer recommends as well. It could be fun, so I feel like there's no good way of predicting what we're gonna land on, so we're just gonna go for it. That is a 3, which is a fantasy. Okay, so the board has spoken and we're going to be reading a fantasy, which I'm actually really surprised about. I thought that the chances of me landing on fantasy were really slim. But this is also going to be one of the Bookopoly rolls that my Patreons vote on, so I'm going to have to pick 4 books and let them vote for the one that they want me to read the most. And I'm also participating in 2 readathons this week. Everything's just getting a little bit complicated, and I forgot about all of this until I started with this vlog. So how I'm going along with Clear Your Shit. It's going okay. I have completed 11 prompts so far. I didn't mention it last week because I was doing a themed reading vlog. If you haven't checked that video out, maybe consider doing so. It was good, if I do say so myself. But I will show you guys here how I am getting on with Clear Your Shit. I did have to detour from doing things in order a little bit just because I was reading specific books last week. But if I have a lot of prompts that I could go off here if necessary, but the next prompt in chronological order that I should be completing was the first mystery prompt. These are boss battles, and the first boss battle was decided by your strength. So the strength that I picked back before the readathon started was bargain hunter, which means that you love a good deal and you love like secondhand books or library books. And so the prompt for this is to read a secondhand book or a library book. But I am also participating in Sprintathon, which is a 1 week long readathon. I have a couple of reading sprints that I'm doing with a whole ton of amazing people for Sprintathon, and the first prompt for this one is to read a book you're excited about. So I do have 1 fantasy book that I need to read this month, but it doesn't really fit either of those prompts, but I'm gonna put it in the poll anyway, and if it doesn't fit for the prompts, I guess it just doesn't fit for the prompts. And then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try and find 3 second-hand books because I don't have any library books out at the moment. I'm gonna go and find 3 second-hand books that I'm excited about. So I very quickly decided that I was gonna be abandoning the Clear Your Shit prompt that I'd chosen, which was secondhand book, but I do have a reason for it. There's plenty of other spaces that we can choose. Like directly following the secondhand book prompt, there is a free space, and then a little bit further down there's also intimidating book, and you're gonna find out in a second that I have majorly shot myself in the foot. with these picks. But the reason why I decided to abandon the secondhand book prompt and pair this with something else is because with, like, I do buy a lot of books secondhand, but I tend to not take a risk, but if I see the first book in a series that I'm interested in secondhand, I pick it up. And then when I've read that book and it's time to move on to the sequel, it's obviously like the chance of me finding the second book secondhand are extremely low. So then I will buy the sequels new so I can continue the series. And in December, on the 11th or 12th, is it the 12th today? The 12th of December 2021, what do I not want to be doing going into a new year? Starting any more series, especially fantasy series. I would much rather be continuing in them or wrapping them up. So I think all but one of them are sequels, and the one that isn't a sequel is the one that is on my TBR that I have to read this month at some point. So we'll get that one out of the way first. All of these books are massive, but that one is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. This one is the first book in the Dark Artifices, which is the third series in the Shadowhunter world, and this one is my Patreon pick for December. This one was Ben's pick. I then picked up The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. This is on my end of 2021 TBR, and it was on my start of 2021 TBR as well, so you can tell how long I've not been reading this book. But this one is the final book in the Mistborn trilogy. We then have Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo, probably the shortest book in this stack, but as the shortest book, it's still 588 pages. This is the second book in the Nikolai duology and the sequel to King of Scars, and if I read this one, I am up to date on the Grishaverse. And then the final one we have is Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty. This one's 609 pages, and this one is the second book in the Daevabad trilogy. So these are the books for the poll. Just realized that Sprintathon, or just remember, should I say that Sprintathon is a 1 week longer readathon, so I'm not really setting myself up to succeed, am I? Because there's 2 more book prompts, I think, on the path, which I'm just probably not going to get to. But if you were to ask me which one I think is going to win, maybe Hero of Ages, but all of these are really hyped books. I feel like it's going to be Lady Midnight, especially as some of my patrons may want to like do me a favor because they know I have to read it anyway, or Hero of Ages, but all of these are really hyped books. So I don't know, I'm gonna go start the poll so we can find out soon. I'm just popping in real brief to let you guys know that I've just been making the poll for these books and I've changed my mind already, and I'm substituting Rule of Wolves for Holy Sister by Mark Lawrence. This is the last book in the Book of the Ancestor series. I didn't know whether to swap it out or not because I don't actually think that this one is going to win, but I would like to finish this series this year if possible, because I've just finished the second book and I feel like it would be really beneficial if there's not too much time between the second and the third. So this is going in place of Rule of Wolves. Hey, how are we all doing today? I am not doing good. I just filmed a video. I finished editing a video today, so I have accomplished something, but I just don't know where today has gone. I finished editing last week's vlog, and then I've just filmed a video that shouldn't have taken me an hour, but I have over an hour of footage for it, and I'm about to go and finish doing my Christmas shopping, which feels incredibly last minute. We're going to Meadowhall because it's the only place that's open till 10. We have no other time between now and Christmas to well, it's this weekend, because I'm seeing my dad this weekend and I'm also seeing my best friend for the last time before Christmas, and I haven't bought them anything. So I really need to finish my Christmas shopping, and I also need to leave time to be able to order stuff in case we can't find what we want tonight. So I'm just about to do that. I need to get changed, get my stuff together, because we're heading out like in the next 20 minutes. But before I did that, I thought I would come and let you guys know the results of the poll. We have a clear winner. I've already glimpsed it many hours ago, but I doubt it's changed. Okay, so we have one clear winner, but the others weren't so far apart. So in 4th place with 13% of the vote, we had Holy Sister by Mark Lawrence. But I'm not reading that because it's the shortest one. In second to last place, we had Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. I thought this would be second if not first. In second place, we had Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty with 19% of the vote. And our winner, and the book I'm going to be picking up next, which I don't know why, as soon as I did this and put loads of big books in this poll, I was like, why have you done this? What is wrong with you? But that is it's Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. So this is the final book in the Mistborn trilogy, which is an adult epic fantasy series. It is the first series, I think, in the Cosmere, because Elantris at this minute is just a standalone. But it is about a guy called Kelsier who is fighting back against the final empire. The kind of premise for the series is what would happen if the Dark Lord won, and 1,000 years prior to the start of the series, the Dark Lord one, and has been in power ever since. There's a magic system in here called allomancy, and it surrounds metal. So you ingest little bits of metal and you can harness those abilities for a period of time. So like, I think steel is pushing and iron is pulling, or like they're the other way around, and you can like push and pull off objects to move yourself around or like throw them. Not everybody is an allomancer, and it's thought that only people in the nobility can be allomancers as well. However, that is not true, because Kelsier is not. He is one of the lower classes, and as well as that, he is also a Mistborn, not an allomancer, which means that he can harness all of the metals as opposed to just one, like most people. So he is putting together a team of gifted allomancers from this lower class to overthrow the final empire, and while he is doing that, he meets a girl called Vin, who is also a Mistborn. However, she has absolutely no idea. Loved the first 2 books in this series, although I think the first book is still my favorite, and I've heard that this is like the best series end that people have ever read, so I'm really excited to get into it. But it is like, it's 748 pages and I'm worried that it's gonna break me, but I am also really glad that I'm finishing this and I'm getting to read this before the end of the year, because this was on my 2021 TBR to finish this series and read Rhythm of War, which obviously isn't going to happen now because Rhythm of War is like 1,400 pages. But yeah, that's the book that I'm going to be picking up. If I pick it up today, it's going to be much later on though, because I'm not going to be back until late tonight. But yeah, I need to get ready and get my Christmas shopping done. I'm so stressed this week, like I cannot cope. Hello from the dot car. Just thought I'd let you guys know that the Christmas shopping was pretty successful, and I just have Curtis to buy for now because he's being awkward, and every time I ask him what he wants, he says he doesn't know. And whenever we go into a shop, I tell him to look around and see if he wants anything, he comes back empty-handed. So I just need to sort him out. But we have not eaten, and it is 8:30 p.m. I haven't eaten since like 1:30 this afternoon. So Curtis is just nipped back inside. I think he's picking up something for me that he's seen that he doesn't want me to see. So while I'm waiting for him, I'm gonna start Hero of Ages, because we're gonna get back at midnight at this rate, and I'm gonna end up falling straight into bed without reading anything, which, considering I picked up a chunky book to start this vlog, or probably to end this vlog as well, the book's so big, I feel like I need to at least make a start. This is just, it's not happening, there's no focus here. I'm gonna head out.
Oh God.
What, is that an ex-boyfriend heels or something?
No, that is the guy my aunt brought me for Christmas.
Take a first step. Our love is gifted for you to help you through the river. I know you went through a lot, but why not take a second shot? Hey, gingerbread man, where's your Christmas spirit? Tell me, where's your Christmas spirit? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, the red-nosed reindeer was found. There'll be a miracle this time, and you will not fall into the fox's mouth. So baby, run, run, run from everyone who's trying to take a bite of you. I bet if you believe this Christmas is gonna be too good to be true. Yeah. Look in the mirror, we look like Santa's helpers, wearing ugly sweaters. Have a seat by the fire, eating candy canes while my heart is beating, yeah. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, the red-nosed reindeer was found. There'll be a miracle this time, and you will not fall into the
Hello and welcome to hell. It is, I don't even know what time it is. It is almost 8 p.m. I'm packing orders. I decided that I was gonna run a sale today just because I know that Christmas is busy, so I stocked a lot of candles, and I am closing on Friday and I still have a substantial amount left. So I thought, let's do a quick 24-hour flash sale, get rid of all these candles, because the area that I used to make candles, I clean and clear for Christmas, and that's where all of like the snacks and the drinks go, because like we have guests, so we have more people to feed, and as well as that, like we buy more because we don't really leave for a few days at all over Christmas, and we all know that we eat more over Christmas as well. So I need this area of the kitchen clear, so I was like, yeah, I'll do a sale, and now I'm regretting it because it's 8 p.m. and I'm working. So in terms of reading, I'm on page 125 of Hero of Ages. I'm really enjoying it. That's all I can really say about it because I obviously can't spoil anything. But since I've been reading it, the 2 days that I've been reading it, I've spoken to a couple of people, not directly about it, but when they've noticed that I'm reading Mistborn, they have once again reiterated that it is the best book that they've ever read, or like the best end of something that they've ever read. So I'm still anticipating that, but I'm not feeling hopeful about getting it done this week because tonight I'm going to work until I've cleared all of the orders that I can. I have had a hold up with some stock of big boxes that I ordered a week and a half ago. They still haven't arrived, but they've sent me out some new ones that I hope are going to come tomorrow so that I can clear all of my orders and close. But I do still need, I've got all of my videos done for this week, and now I need to make and schedule all of my videos for next week as well, which is what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I have sprints on Friday. I've booked my COVID booster for Saturday. I'm seeing my dad on Saturday. I'm seeing my best friend on Sunday. Monday I'm filming and editing. Tuesday is the Christmas food shop. Tomorrow's Christmas nail day and wax day, because as you can see, you guys looking a bit hairy. I don't have any time to do anything. I still need to clean my hair because we've been working in the Christmas rush, so there's stuff everywhere and we need to clean, and I don't know when it's gonna happen. But just thought I would fill you guys in on my progress with Hero of Ages and then get back to this order packing. I think I want to do at least 25 more orders. I've done about 6 so far in the last like 45 minutes. But I have got Christmas films. I've been watching a ton of Christmas rom-coms. I'm nearly out of them actually. That's not true. Like there's loads I could watch, but I'm out of like the really good ones, I want to say. So I've watched all 3 of the Princess Switch movies, which were entertaining but not great. Like they're super cheesy and unbelievable. I've also watched The Holiday Calendar with Cat Graham in it, which is the same, like cheesy, a little bit unbelievable, but like cute, you know. And then I've watched 3 really good ones since then. So I've watched Love Hard, which has been my favorite, with Nina Dobrev. Loved that one. I watched Holiday with Emma Roberts. Loved that one. And Single All the Way with the guy from Ugly Betty in it, as well as the woman who plays Mary in Hocus Pocus. Really enjoyed that as well. And I'm gonna watch the one with, I can never remember her name, Emilia Clarke, who plays Daenerys, of course, in Game of Thrones. I'm gonna watch that one now while I pack these orders. I've left my laptop in there, I just realized. I love Christmas, but there's just too much to do. It's not fair.
Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree. Been wondering just what you mean to me. Oh, Christmas tree. Honestly, it's never been much about you. Don't get me wrong, I think you're great. Root of tradition we celebrate. But oh, Christmas tree, more than anything, it's all the people around you. My sister's here, my cousins too. My brothers flew in this afternoon. We're catching up. Oh, what a year. Oh, Christmas tree, I nearly missed you there. Don't get me wrong, you're a sight to see, with all faded photos of family. But oh, Christmas tree, no, you don't mean a thing without the joy that surrounds you. Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree. Been wondering just what you mean to me. Oh, Christmas tree. all of the people around you.
So I'm on page, oh my god, look at this. I've washed my hair today and I blow dry my fringe with a round brush and then I'll end up straightening it in the morning, but like if I cut this all the way around I'll have a nice attractive bowl cut. But I'm on page 188 of Hero of Ages. This is going to be very mild spoilers. I'm not going to give you like any specifics about the book. I'm going to talk about something and then relate it to real life kind of thing in a obscure way that lacks some context, but just in case you don't want to hear anything about what's in this book, be warned. But there's like, it's not a disease, but there's a disease-like thing affecting some people in this book, and it's only really been introduced in this book in the series. So content warnings for it, I guess, because of what I'm gonna relate it to life. But the disease in here doesn't affect everybody. The majority of people who encounter it won't have any effects, like it won't bother them at all. 15% of them get sick but recover, and a very small percentage of them die. So multiple times throughout this book so far, the main characters have been debating about whether or not to force people to encounter this disease so that they continue on to be immune, or whether they shouldn't do that because people will die, and even though not everyone will die and a small percentage will die, it will still be dead people. Like, is it ethical to do that, especially when it comes to like the greater good and what they're trying to achieve, and how it would be better if they could just find out who was immune straight off? Because as soon as you've been exposed to the disease, if you don't get it, you're never going to get it. If you get it and recover, you'll never get it again, and if you die, well then it sucks, but you died. And it's just really interesting to read about considering the pandemic. So I say content warnings because I know a lot of people don't want to read anything relating to like pandemics or illnesses of that kind at the minute, but I'm just finding it so interesting, especially as well there's I'm not going to say anything about this because it would be spoilers if I really went into it, because it's a main plot point of the Stormlight Archive. But I was having a conversation with my nail tech today about what she believes essentially about things like life after death and other worlds and like all of that kind of stuff. It's just, we get real deep sometimes during my nail appointments, and the thing that she said related to, like, it reminded me a lot of a key part of the Stormlight Archive. So it's weird that two Brandon Sanderson things have been applicable to real life recently, but I just thought I'd let you guys know because I have been finding it super interesting as I've been reading. I'm like, wow, because this was written in like 2010 or something, maybe 2008. So like 13 years ago, wow. And it's just funny that I happen to be reading it like right now while all of this stuff's going on. It is Saturday, still morning, I believe. If you can hear the road, it's because I've just had to pull over on the side of the road because my car has overheated. It does this in winter. It's really weird. Like, if it's been cold overnight and I get in my car, I thought it was late enough in the day that I'd be fine. It's normally early morning. It overheats, but then if I leave it for 20 minutes, it's fine and it won't like overheat again. The only problem is that it is 11:24. I am 24 minutes out from the place where I'm going, and my booster appointment for my COVID booster is in 31 minutes, and I'm like, honey, Rhonda, baby, Rhonda's the name of my car, like, we just don't have the time for this today. Honestly, like, all of my work is done. I still have like family stuff and Christmas stuff to get done, but I was hoping for a chill day today, you know, like go get my booster, go see my dad, spend a couple of hours there, get home, get cracking on some like cleaning or prep another video to be scheduled for next week. But as usual, my car is against me, so I'm just gonna sit here for a wee while, 15-20 minutes, and wait for my car to cool down and hope that that means that I can still get my booster today, even though I am 100% most definitely going to be late now. And I even left home with enough time so that I had 10-20 minutes to spare when I got to where I was going before my booster appointment. And Curtis had his booster yesterday and he's not feeling very well at all, so he couldn't have even brought me because his car's more reliable. I just need a new car. 2022, I'm gonna bite the bullet and get a new car. I've had this one for 5 years now, and she is a trooper and I love her with all of my heart, but it might be time to give her up.
Wishes.
Who's my favorite?
We give our gifts, wishing well to our world, peace on earth to everyone, a time to be joyful when all is calm.
He's so big.
All is bright, but why
quick follow-up from earlier to let you guys know that I did actually manage to get my booster on time. It was like super quick, so it was just a case of like arrive around the time of your appointment. And honestly, it took me longer to get my coat back on and my like jacket back on after the jab than it did to actually get the jab. I'm having mixed feelings right now because Curtis had his yesterday and he's not doing so great. He's been in bed all day, just not feeling well. He's fine, but just a little bit under the weather. And I was feeling okay, and now I'm starting to feel a little bit weak, but I can't tell if I'm just hungry. I have a headache, but I've had a headache since I got up this morning, so I don't think that's booster related. But now I'm starting to get a little bit of neck pain and I'm feeling quite tired, but I don't know whether it's like genuine effects of the vaccine or whether it's just other things. But because I'm expecting to not feel great, I'm not feeling great, you know. But I don't know what I'm gonna do now, because I was actually thinking about filming my big Christmas unboxing tonight when I got back, but now, like, because I'm unsure if I'm about to be quite unwell, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So for now, I think I'm gonna read for like 20-30 minutes and then make dinner and watch TV while I'm having dinner, see how I feel afterwards, and maybe I'll film tonight. We'll see how it goes.
There are times I can remember with family and friends, the light of Christmas radiates and lights up my memories, the magic of love. We made time, but why does it change with the seasons? And why can't we just hold on to silent nights, holy nights, and angels singing lullabies?
Good morning. It has been a hot minute. Not much reading has been done still, but I have finally past the halfway mark, so I'm on page 406. I mean, it's good. It's not that I'm not enjoying this or like it's slow or anything, although it is slow, a big book. It's just that I haven't had time to read, and when I am picking up my book, it's like 11 o'clock at night, so I can only read for about an hour, which is around like 40-50 pages before it's time to go to sleep. I'm intrigued as to how this is going to wrap up, because when everybody says this is the best ending to a thing that I have ever read, I'm like, well, what does that mean? And then the only thing that I can think of that has like a real good ending, because books can end well, but I feel like a lot of books and series just kind of end in a predictable way, like we defeat the big evil, we all walk off into the sunset, happily ever after happens behind the scenes, like all that kind of stuff. So I feel like it's not going to be that, but I'm like, what can the best end ever mean? The only thing I can think of that had a unique ending is the Tealing series by Erica Johansson, and I'm wondering if it is going to be like along those lines, which will be interesting because a lot of people hate that ending, but everyone loves this one. So I'm still really intrigued about that. I can't see what direction it's going in at this point. I am getting a few hints of what some plot reveals are going to be, and the course that some characters are on in this book I'm actually really surprised by, and some of it is making me quite sad. There's a character who's been like a side character throughout the entire series who's taken a more prominent role in this book, and it's kind of sad what's going on with them and with the evolution of this like character arc. I'm wondering, like, I don't know what the outcome for them is going to be. Like, is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? I can't tell right now, but I'm a little bit nervous about it. So I am feeling incredibly ambitious today, and I really shouldn't be. It is 10 AM and we're about to go and do our Christmas food shop. But we let Hamilton out this morning because he goes out every morning, and he's not out for very long in the morning, and now we're just waiting for him to come back so that we can leave. This always happens. If I wasn't going out today, he would have been at the back door already waiting to come back in, but because I want to go out, he's just gone and disappeared on me. So I'm going to read a little bit while I wait, go and get the food shopping, which is bound to be a stressful time, and then we're going to get KFC on the way home, and I might start editing this vlog. The only thing I have to do cleaning wise is a little bit of dusting, and that's it. Then we're done. And I want to edit this vlog up to date so that over Christmas I can just, you know, like edit the additional bits. And then after that I have a workout to do. I want a bath, but I can read in the bath, and that's it. Like, I'm taking tonight because tomorrow's when the Christmas festivities begin, and I feel like I haven't had a break in between the Christmas prep and the festivities. So tonight I just want to read pretty much, although I did say that I'd play Fortnite the last fortnight before the Christmas festivities with the boys. So I don't know, I want to finish this, but realistically, am I going to read 317 pages tonight? Probably not, but we'll see how I go. I'm optimistic, but I'm also, I think, delusional. Don't mind me, I am just measuring my turkey like a truly deranged person. I feel like I need to explain myself. Okay, so we went to Asda, we got the Christmas shop. The snack table is stacked. All good things. The fridge is full, we are good. But they didn't have any turkey trays, which, I mean, they run out all the time. Like, it's really hard to get hold of a turkey tray. But I found someone and I was like, hey, where are your turkey trays? And he said that they haven't had many this year. And I'm like, how can you not have turkey trays? Like, this is just blows my mind. Not that they don't have them right now, that like they haven't really had them at all. But I need to try and order one on Amazon, or like a roasting tin to fit into my oven that will fit into my oven, because the reason we buy a disposable one is because turkeys are truly massive and they're bendy, so like you can squish them in the oven if you've got a small oven, which I do. I need to measure my oven now. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Also, you know how before we talked about me being delusional? Hamilton, please darling, please don't play with the tape measure. I haven't picked up my book yet today at 7 p.m. I haven't worked out yet either. I am indeed playing Fortnite tonight. Am I still convinced that I'm going to finish it at least tomorrow morning? Yes. Am I going to? Wait and see.
Need your help, so I'm down on my knees. Send a word to a friend of mine, please, and things will be right at the end. Now you don't have to run from anyone. It's God who pleases you.
I'm just checking in with you guys real quick because I am in the final stretch of Christmas cleaning. I'm doing my dusting that I said I needed to do. It is 2 minutes past 11 and I finished in here now. I put a bit of makeup on so I could put all my makeup away, and I'm going to go into the living room, do that room. Literally, I'm just wiping around, so it only takes me like 10-15 minutes, and then I need to go and just like finish clearing the kitchen table from all of the present wrapping and stuff, and then I am done. So I'm aiming, I'm like doing it fast because I'm on page 568 of Hero of Ages. It was difficult for me to put it down. I got up at 8:30 this morning specifically to give myself some time to read and then clean, to take a break from reading so my mind was fresh, and go back in and try and finish it today before 2:30 p.m. So I want the cleaning done. I've given myself until 12 if we have Christmas miracles and my own willpower on my side, then I want it done by 11:30, and hopefully that will give me enough time. I have until 2:30-ish. I want to finish ideally a little bit before that because I need to like go out. I'm on a time crunch, but I'm fingers crossed I can get it finished. I've got 160 pages left and the pace is picking up. Everything's coming together. The whole thing with Brandon Sanderson is that there's always another secret to uncover. Like, there's always another plot twist. Everything comes together really cleverly, and I feel like so far I may have guessed all of them. Obviously I don't know because we've only had one of those plot things actually come together and be revealed so far, which I did guess. It's difficult with Brandon Sanderson though because he's also the master of misdirection, so everything that comes to fruition on a plot twist is laid out throughout the book, and when you know what the plot twist is, you can very clearly see like where he's been laying this plot through the first few hundred pages. But when you're actually reading it, he does it in such a way that these important details that relate to the plot twist you very easily gloss over. So while I'm saying now like I have all of these ideas about where the plot's going to go, I don't know if it's real or not, because I don't know whether he's intentionally leading me down this path to believe some things to bring other things in at the last minute, or whether now that I've read so many of his books, and I've also read Stormlight, or the first 3 books in Stormlight, which is a little bit more intricate and a little bit more advanced, that I'm kind of just getting used to his writing and maybe picking up on things. We're gonna have to wait until the final stretch to see. I mean, I don't have long to go, but I'm really excited. I even have a theory of how this best end to anything ever is gonna wrap up, and I'm real sad that this isn't a spoiler video because I can't say anything about it. But when I do read Rhythm of War, I will be doing a spoiler video for that because a lot of people have asked for me to make one, because I'm like relatively good at predicting things and tying some of these plot points together and making theories, which, as Rhythm of War is the last book in the series so far, a few people are interested in what I possibly think, because it's happened in the past where like I've made predictions and they've actually managed to come true, which is always surprising to me because, like I said, I feel like at the minute Sanderson is leading me to believe things that aren't going to end up being true. So even though I am making predictions that turn out to be accurate, I have absolutely no confidence in myself. But the whole reason I'm here right now is because this arrived and I think it may be something off my wish list, and I've already filmed my Christmas unboxing, so I'll open this here for you guys and we'll see what's in it. I'm pretty sure I haven't ordered anything unless it's a pre-order gift for somebody else, but we'll see. This is like, it's not, oh, this is Isn't It Bromantic by Alyssa K. Adams. This is the, I don't know if it is the final book in the Bromance Book Club series, but it's at least the last book that was published. There's no more published in this series so far. So the Bromance Book Club is an adult contemporary romance series about this group of guys in this town who have formed this book club for various reasons. So in the first book, the main male character joins the book club because his wife has asked for a divorce due to just a whole ton of miscommunication and not paying attention to each other enough, especially him paying attention to her. So the reason this book club was formed is so that these men can understand women better, understand what women like, what women want, and maybe be a little bit more romantic. So in the first book, the main character joins so that he can rekindle his relationship with his wife and like be a little bit more romantic. This one, oh no, this one follows the Russian, not the second one. So now I have that video up, going up on Thursday. This is only going up the following Tuesday, where I say the second book is the Russian and everyone's gonna correct me. I did think that the last book was the Russian, so I'm confused as to why I now thought that the second one was the Russian. Oh, I haven't read the bloody gift note. I'm not doing well today. I have my mind on other things, mainly like how the hell Vin's gonna get everyone out of this situation. It's from Aaron from Books and Busy. Thank you so much, my love. Oh, that's a cloth. Thank you so much, my love. I'm really excited to read the rest of the books in this series. But yeah, I got some cleaning that I really need to get on with so that I can get back to my book, but hopefully I will be bringing you guys my thoughts at some point this afternoon. So it pretty much took my entire fucking life, but I've managed to finish Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson, and I can confirm that before the end of 2021 we have had a 5-star read, my first 5-star read since the beginning of October. I'm back on, I'm saying I'm back on it. I mean, it's Sanderson, so chances are that I was gonna give it 5 stars because I generally really like Sanderson books, but I'm feeling more optimistic for the future. Maybe not the future of 2021, but like, I don't know. It's been a struggle. The ending of this, I get it. I get why everybody loves it so much and why it's such a good ending. Am I okay right now? Not really. I didn't cry while I was reading the end of this. I had a feeling because when people say that something's like a perfect ending, you know, you feel like everything's got to be wrapped up neatly, and it was wrapped up very neatly, and that means something's being very final. It's just sad. It was sad just to come to the end of the series in general, because I know that even though the series continues, I actually, oh my god, I read the synopsis for, what's the first book called? Alloy of Law, which is the first book in second era Mistborn, for the first time, because I've never been able to read it because I haven't read Mistborn. So that was really exciting, but that series takes place 300 years past the end of this, so there's no one around from this series in the second era. So yeah, it was just all very final, and it was very sad saying goodbye to this series and this world. It had a lot of hope in it as well though, which I really enjoyed, and because of everything that changed throughout the course of the end of this book, I'm really excited to pick up the second era. I mentioned to you guys earlier that I thought I had a couple of the plot twists like figured out and knew what was going on. I didn't. I had some of them. The way this book is written is that you have these little bits at the beginning of the chapters, which you have in, I'm pretty sure, every Sanderson book, that may be like letters or an account or something. There's something outside of the story that go before the chapters, and in this particular book it's kind of like a scholarly account of the events of this book. So you're getting 2 different accounts of the same things, and they don't always match up. So you're having some of them in these little bits before the chapters that are told from the future, and you're also having them playing out throughout the book. So I could link some of these beginning bits to things that were happening later in the book in the actual main bulk of the story. I will say that because of that, it was sometimes a little repetitive as characters came to conclusions that had already been inferred through these little before chapter bits. So instead of the reveals in here being shocking, it was kind of more like they were fleshing out little inklings that had already been planted and kind of strung together, and then as they were unfolding throughout the book, it was kind of like giving them a lot of complexity and a lot of detail and connecting connecting them to like other outlying bits of the plot. Love how it came together. As usual, Brandon Sanderson's like magic systems, he has very hard magic systems, very logic based stories where you can very clearly see like everything is well grounded within his books, which is why I love him as an author. I do feel like because the Stormlight Archive is slightly more advanced, obviously he wrote or started writing it or published it much later, and it's a story on a much larger scope, it's a lot more intricate. So I do think aside from the fact that you should read these in terms of reading the Cosmere in order, you should read these before Stormlight Archive, just in terms of like he's improved a lot and his stories are a lot more complex now. So this didn't seem as like detailed and in-depth as I remember Sanderson being when I read like The Final Empire or when I was reading Oathbringer, and I think it's just because I've read some of his later work and some of his work that's on a little bit of a larger scale than Mistborn. But I love this, and the end of this was so good, and I finally did it. I read The Final Empire last March or April, like in 2020. I think it was April, and then I finally picked up The Well of Ascension this April, and I said, I promise you guys, like, it's not going to be a year until I pick up Hero of Ages, and it nearly was. Like, we're only 3 months away, so I'm glad that that is done. And the rest of the Mistborn books aren't as intimidating now because I have a couple of novellas, which I may try and maybe squeeze in a couple this month because a couple of them are only 20 pages. And then the rest of second era Mistborn is very short in comparison to first era Mistborn. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I should be able to pick them up relatively soon. I do have quite a lot going on, like just in January I'm gonna have quite a big TBR because there's quite a few things that I need to get to. But that is enough of me rambling. I think I failed Sprintathon. I think we've all kind of guessed that. Like, I didn't do very well, did I? I'd read 300 pages by the end of the week. But for the Clear Your Shit Readathon, this one fulfilled the prompt to read, I think I put it in for Intimidating Book eventually. But that is it for this week's vlog, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a little bit of a different one with a lot more chaos and a lot less reading, but next week is going to be Christmas, so I'm excited for the festivities to begin. And as I said yesterday, it is Christmas festivity starting day today, so I'm gonna get on that and shut the fuck up at this point. But I do hope you've enjoyed this vlog if you've made it this far. If you have, please don't forget to like if you liked it and subscribe if you wanna, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you're go where nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.